Welcome back to World of Warships with your host, X-Brad TC. We're on the estuary map, and we're in a division today. We're in the mighty Tier 8 U.S. battleship, the North Carolina. So is our division mate, Grumpwagon, and our third division mate, Lieutenant Rusty, is in the Soviet Tier 8 cruiser, the Kutuzov. So Grump and I are going to be the long-range shooters, and Rusty is supposed to be keeping the destroyers off of us, but we don't really run into any destroyers over here. As usual, get kind of a slow start. The estuary map is one of the newer maps. It's not quite brand new. We're actually lacking anything better to shoot at. We're going to punch out some rounds at that destroyer out there. No, we're not going to hit them. Would have been fun, though. We do tend to start out battles with HE loaded, just in case a destroyer does get surprisingly close before we have something better to shoot at. And there's nothing wrong with using a little HE to start somebody on fire. That's just about the only fire I'm going to take this match. I'll get a couple more shots at me in a little bit, but that's about it. For some reason, and we're the high tier in this match, for some reason, nobody really felt all that interested in shooting at me. Over here on this eastern side of the map, these guys were not very good. I mean, my gunnery is terrible, and yet here we go. I'm getting hits. They're just sailing in a straight line. I mean, to be fair, so am I. But I'm bow on. I'm not exposing my broadside to them. I am, however, exposed over there on the side, but that's just a little cruiser fire. Nothing too much to get excited about, and I'll be masked by the terrain shortly. Can't see much through the smoke. Grump and I are just going to keep tooling along. And, oh, there's a tempting target. I do believe that's an Otago. And just keep sailing straight along. Look at that, half his health. North Carolina has excellent range. Very formidable when it's fighting in its tier. And managed to dodge a little return fire. And usually the dispersion isn't too bad. All right, watch this. Takes a couple of hits. My rounds are out. 9 rounds. He disappears into the smoke. Grump gets some hits on him. Doesn't matter. So, not quite first blood. We do get a devastating strike on him. Come back over here, look at this North Carolina, who should be, dealing some pretty good damage himself, but he's not. We haven't lost a ship yet, and we've tapped out 2 of their cruisers. Just waiting for him, and there's another ship in there. I believe that's another Otago. One of those guys is going to have to pop out from the island here sooner or later. I can't really get a shot in there just yet. And yeah, let's see. There we go. Rounds out. See if we get any results here. Yeah, 1 or 2. Didn't really do anything to them. While we're waiting for the North Carolina to come around that island, let's take a look over here at this cruiser. Once again, simply sailing broadside on. I actually slowed the ship down here a minute, I think, to ensure that I got the shot. And there we go. That's 2. As the mighty Jingles likes to say, sailing broadside onto a battleship, that's a paddling. North Carolina over here has had about enough of this, and he's figuring it's time to get out of here. Well, let me see what I have to say about that. Taking all kinds of damage from all those cruiser fire, and The Citadel just polished them off. So that was those were the slow kids. I mean, yeah, we had them outgunned over here on this side, but they they weren't playing very well at all. I didn't think. I mean, I was really surprised. Look at it. Look at the score up top. They've lost what, 6 ships? We just now lost our first ship. Grump and I are going to head to the southwest and chase after the other North Carolina. He's going to be a somewhat more competent player. He's doomed, but he's going down swinging. There's New Mexico over there somewhere else. We were actually kind of looking forward to beating up on New Mexico's in our North Carolinas. Every time we do get hits on this guy in the North Carolina, but this guy at least knew where the WASD keys were, and he was turning and burning, trying not to get uh, hammered too badly. Always try to angle his armor, and you'll see at these really long ranges, yeah, my shooting's not nearly as good. Get a little dispersion there, pretty much a straddle. 2 rounds short, 2 rounds aft and over. He's starting to figure out this is not a good place to be. Sneak a few more rounds in. Don't know that we're going to hit anything at this long range. There's Grump directly in front of me. While we're maneuvering around, Rusty, I haven't really been keeping track of Rusty in this match. He's just been doing his thing, and we're chatting. We're all voice connected and coordinating, but I'm not really paying attention to him. I figure he's just trying to make sure we don't get ambushed by destroyers or anything. All right, this guy is maneuvering. He's changing his course, his speed. He's decided to head back the other way. He knows by now it's kind of a lost cause. Score hit, did very little damage. Can't get a Citadel every time, guys. Line the shot and just barely squeak it through the gap. That looks like it led too much. And yeah, we're masked by terrain. He's turning. It's a clean miss. So he's doing everything he can to avoid. There's my stern turret. He's doing everything he can to avoid exposing his broadside to us and getting killed easily. I mean, we're gonna kill him, but we got to earn it. More rounds out. He's turning. And of course he's got other people shooting at him. He's got a lot of people shooting at him. The torps are going to miss, unfortunately. Looks like he's going to settle down on that course for a little while, try and get some rounds out on him. Terrible shot on my part. I'm embarrassed to show that shot. I think mostly he slowed down a lot because of the turn. That's why I let him too much. While this is going on, Grump and I are having to navigate through the islands. And we're trying to keep a sharp eye out over there for the New Mexico, because we do not want him to get a free shot at our flanks. Another salvo. Get a couple of hits. Actually, that was Grump. There's mine. Not doing a lot. Doing some, not a lot. But as you can tell, he's just being ground down. He's returning fire. And I'm kind of enjoying this. Grump is getting shot at. I'm not. And I am just about ready to kill this guy. And rounds out, and Grump gets him. So Grump gets a kill. That's always fun. Immediately starts shifting over to the New Mexico. You see the obvious problem is he's obscured or masked by the terrain. Can't get the shells over that big old chunk of island there. No, not happening. While I'm waiting for that to show up for the New Mexico to unmask, take a look at the enemy Sims destroyer over here. What the heck? I launched my float plane. He's not masked. I'll go ahead and put rounds out on him. I'm kind of spread him around a bit because he's maneuvering. Rusty is over there chasing him down into the corner. And the Kutuzov is an extremely good ship for hunting down destroyers. He has no chance. This guy's dead. Take a look at how long the shot was. That's my rounds just now entering the picture. Just a little bit short. Well, by this time, let's take a look, see if the New Mexico is going to be a target anytime soon. Yep. I'm going to get one look at this before it's obscured again. Rounds out. It's going to take a long time for the rounds to get there. And I did not do a very good job aiming. 2 hits, too far forward, no real damage. And as you can see, I'm just counting down the seconds for the guns to reload, and yet, nope, it's masked by the island. There's no way I can get it over that outcropping there. We're about to win on points anyway. We're capturing their base. It's just not going to matter. I pull the trigger one last time, thinking maybe 1 or 2 would get over the mountains, but no, they all got blocked, and we're going to win here any second from base capture anyway, so there you go. Still, I had a pretty good round. I had a couple of XP flags up, so I got 312,000 credits, 8,100 XP, 23 hits, 3 sinkings, 2 fires, 5 citadels, defended the base, 1,600 free XP. Came in first on my team, and as I like to say, if I'm first on the team, it's not a very good team. And, of course, my division mates were with me the whole time. They did a pretty good job, too. You can see sank an Otago, an Alba, and a North Carolina, and got a few hits on the other North Carolina. Made 257,000 after expenses. Grump had a pretty good game, 4,900 XP, 178,000 credits. He sank one, had 23 hits, did 41,000 damage. Not bad at all. Rusty, didn't see a lot of Rusty, but he had a very good game. 335,000 credits, 7,300 XP, 366 free XP, 181 hits, 5 incapacitations. He only sank 1 ship, but he did a heck of a lot of shooting there. So he did 67,000 damage in a light cruiser. Not bad at all. That's it for this one, and we will catch you later.